Hi, welcome. I was gonna share this live, but I said no. I'm just gonna leave it over here. So if people want to come and check it out, they can. Welcome to Chatting with Chell. I just got off work. I wasn't even gonna go live today. I just have a full plate, so I wasn't gonna go live. But I changed my mind because I said, well, I'll only be on here for if I have an hour. So welcome to Chatting with Chell. I am your host, Rochelle, and today our topic will piggyback off of the topic from the first Wednesday where I had my guests. If you didn't see that one, make sure you go back and check it out. Um, but yeah, today's going to be more of a softer end to January, with January being a new month. Um, New prospects, new ideas, new goals. People do that for the new year. So I thought being a new mom would have been the best way to kick it off, and then we'll end it just um, talking about being a mom. Um, so 6 months, 7 years, or 20 years old, you always want your baby to know that you see them, that you are there to encourage them, that you support them. It just goes a long way with molding, the child that you're trying to raise. Um, and so, like for me, so I'm not a new mom, but I am a boy mom and a girl mom. So I get to get the best of both worlds. And I can remember like when my son was little. So you always pray that your children, have working limbs, that they're healthy, all of these things, because you want them to be good. But for me, I felt like one thing that I may have took for granted was hearing. We take just hearing sound um, for granted. And my baby, when he was little, he could not hear. I thought that, he would have to wear hearing aids. Like I started learning like sign language. And then Spirit just put some awesome people because I ended up meeting a gentleman. I was working at a restaurant and he was one of the head chefs in there and he was deaf. But what he did was he read lips. He said that his grandfather, his mother's father, had told his mom that she couldn't, don't handicap him that way, make him learn what you're saying. So it was just a lot. So I was very fearful, um, just like if I was making the right decisions because he had tubes like twice. Cameron went through a lot of stuff when he was a baby. And then with Zaya had this incident where she stopped breathing in her sleep. And yeah, though I can remember those two moments in each of their lives that was very scary, very scary for me. Because it can be so many key factors. So you, as a mom, you're just trying to make sure that you're not doing something that's enabling this condition or trying to make sure you do everything perfect when nothing is never perfect. Like I even have a group that I call "How Not to Be a Dirtbag Mom" because Me and my children, they have some stories. They have some stories. And what I wish I knew then, again, that nothing is perfect. Nothing. You're gonna have flaws. You're gonna make mistakes. Um, you're gonna learn, especially when you're a new mom. Like you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing at all. And I was also borderline a hypochondriac, so um, everything scared me with my children. Like everything. Was I doing it right? Was I being a good mom? Were they going to bed on time? Were they eating healthy? On top of, the two issues that I had with each one of them. So it just, it makes it a little scary. It makes it a little scary. Sorry. And then what did I just do with it? Hold on. I guess y'all get to see the raw and uncut me. Um, that also led to hard choices. Um, like with both of my children, they had to have surgeries, and so I didn't have my first surgery until I was a teenager, and my children was having surgery at Cameron Harry's first surgery at 7 months. I had her first one at like two. So um, that was really scary. That was really scary, and especially because I had to go through it twice. Like, not to say like, oh, if you went through it once, but yeah, and making those hard decisions to even say, okay, I trust this doctor to do this procedure on my baby. Like, yeah, yeah, that was hard. And especially being at my time, I was in a situation where everything was opposite of what ever decision that I said was needed. Someone else would have to tell the benefit because, yeah, so there was a lot of crying. I had my mom also when they were younger, so I was able to confide in her, um, and talk with her. Um, so growing, we're going to talk about like growing with your children. Um, my son, I don't want to say he made me strong because I think I was already strong, but raising a son is a little different. You have to be a little more stern. I feel as though I'm still very gentle with him, but I'm also stern with him. Whereas with my daughter, I'm stern with her also, but she gets more of my softer side, which in turn I had to do some healing. I had to do some healing. I had to do some self reflection, because now I have this daughter. With my son, I had to do self reflection also, but it was more of a manly way, I guess, where my masculine part of me. Whereas with my daughter, it was more my softer side. Yeah, my son has taught me how to protect more because I was already protective, being the oldest sibling. Um, and my daughter has taught me to pause. She's taught me to pause and think and reflect. And yeah, so yeah, legacies and lessons that I would like to leave my children if I could make them an adult handbook would be, there's self worth, how to be resilient, how to have faith, and how to love without fear. Loving without fear is a big one because we have to be vulnerable in order to have any type of relationship. And especially in this day of age, vulnerable is looked at as being all kinds of things: soft, cornball. That's the one that I always say. Like I'm about to be a cornball, being a cornball. Um, there's a couple words that people say, but you have to learn how to love without fear. Because if not, then you really won't get the experience. Um, yeah, and faith is a really big one. Also, like you gotta have faith. Um, you gotta have faith. Everybody believes in something, and there's no right or wrong. I'm not one of those people out here that's condemning you or judging you, because who am I to judge? I'm not no one to judge anybody. I have my past and I have my flaws and I have all those things. So who am I to judge anybody? Um, Self worth is important because that's where you can set your healthy boundaries. Um, People will walk all over you if you let them. Like, and sometimes you can be, I would say, a person like me where I people be doing stuff and I don't even pay attention at first, and then later on, I'll be like, wait a minute. So then that's the term of being green. So they thought I was being green when really I just was giving them the benefit of the doubt, and I shouldn't have gave them the benefit of the doubt. So that's where having that self worth, you won't even, take that shit somewhere else. Okay, like, mm-mm. We're not doing toxicity. We're not doing none of that. None of that. And to be resilient in their goals, like people will, people. I'm gonna take a sip because I got my cup. I got team. I don't know which one I had last week, but I got this one today. People will try to change you to fit their narrative. You can be kind and loving, and they don't understand why you're so kind and loving. You have to be mean. Then you can be mean, and it's like, why you're so mean? Okay, well, when I was being a nice person, that was a problem for you. So, yeah. No, I'm just, like I said, I'm not even, let me see if anybody, no, is even over here. No, I'm just recording this here on YouTube. I'm probably gonna share it out. I don't know. I might share it out tomorrow so people can catch the replay if they want to. Um, but next month I plan on having uh, a few guests. A few. I'm gonna have a few. I'm gonna have two couples. I want to have two couples and one. Yeah, I gotta steal. Matter of fact, I'm glad I just said that. One I already got solidified, locked in. I got to reach out to the other one and see if they're available. Because, February is Love Month, February is Black History Month. So why not promote Black love? So, as how long has it been? 15 minutes. That's what's up, baby. So, as I close this podcast on Dear Baby Mommy Loves You, because and all of these things tie into investing. This is my whole investing platform, and you have to invest into your child. You do not invest into your child, help me. Help me. Do some math. Show me some math that proves otherwise. So I'm going to end this podcast with To My Son, you are my first heartbeat outside of my body. Watching you grow into a man has been the greatest gift. I know the world is heavy, but never forget you are built from my prayers. And to my daughter, you are the mirror I didn't know I needed. You challenge me, teach me, and remind me to breathe. Protect your light, baby girl. It was born to shine. And that just goes so together because her nickname is Bright Eyes. So, so thank y'all for watching my channel. If you watched the replay, I don't have to say if you didn't because you wouldn't hear this if you didn't watch it. Thank y'all, and I'll see y'all the first Wednesday of February, and I will have guests. Okay, bye.